King F6. What? Oh, what? It's check. Oh no, gotta no. It's check. Oh no, gotta no. No. Okay. Round number 1. Resident Evil was fun. Now, round 1, 25-36 is a serious game, so let's be serious. Let's be serious. Go here, C6 and D5. Title Tuesday disrespect speedrun? Nah, we're not disrespecting. We're just chilling and having a good time. Okay, let's trade. Let's play our old school openings that I was playing during the peak of the pandemic in March and April of 2020. This classic sort of Gurganidze setup is like Karo Khan and everything else. I'm gonna play A5 and A4 here. This is what I played all the time during the pandemic. The early days, like February, March, April, I was always playing this Karo Khan / modern setup where I got these double stack pawns. So this really takes me back. This really takes me back to the old days, the glory days, shall we say. I was playing this all the time back then, all the time. Let's go rook e8. I mean, is he playing bishop b3? That looks kind of dank. Doesn't look right either. Go queen b6 to hit the pawn. Probably I play rook d8. I don't really like the way my opponent's playing this. I have bishop a2 to tickle the rook. Let's tickle his rook, and then let's take the pawn. Said I'm sorry. Out again. Having fun. Wasn't hurting anyone. So Levy impersonation requires you to insult a good portion of your audience every day. I can't do that, you guys. Even if I look at sub games on YouTube, I can't really insult my audience. I mean, everybody started somewhere. Like even myself. Like there was a time when I was just a very mediocre chess player, so I can't do that. I mean, I guess some people like it, evidently, but I can't do it personally. I'm gonna play knight b6 and knight c4. Thank you to Byte Droid for 3 months. No matter how much success I have, it's not gonna change me as a person. So rook takes e8, and it just keeps going. If not, I also have knight c4 at some moment, so I should be doing pretty well here. Should be doing pretty well. Now he trades the queens, but the problem with this is now he's just down materials. I'm gonna trade rooks first. Can't take with the queen because he loses the b shop, and now I'm just up a pawn. I'm in great shape. Be wrong for all I know, but you may be right. Let's just trade the queens and go bishop d5. Off to a good start. We're gonna win this first game. It's gonna take time, but we're gonna win. Okay, let's see. I can go to c4 maybe. I think I'll go to c4 and play knight d5 just to put pressure on this pawn. He's got rook b1, but still knight knight d5 is still good for me. Not enthused though. I could have done better than this. Did I change out of my TSM shirt? I did, you guys. You know, jokes aside, obviously I mean my time at TSM, there were some really high peaks. There weren't really like low lows, but there were some definite peaks during the time that I was with TSM. You know, it's unfortunate it never worked out, but I think I've spoken about it before, but ultimately at the end of the day, it really felt like with TSM there was no vision per se. It felt like I was just got lost in the muck amongst the streamers. People are like sort of paid to stream, but there's no real sort of community. I think Myth also said this, by the way, as well, when he left, where there isn't really, it feels like when you join, you're part of a community, it's going to be something bigger, and then it turns out that that's just not how it is. So I'm gonna play f5, open the scope for my bishop on g7 with a great knight on d4. I think Lucardi for 11 and Salix for 3 as well. Now I could trade. I can also go bishop b3 maybe. Then he's bishop c6 or something. Okay, let's see. What's the cleanest way to win this? I don't actually know. I guess I'll just take and play bishop d5, create a wooden shield in the middle of the board, of course. I guess I'll play, I mean, I have many ways to play this. I think step one is I'm gonna go h6 and maybe g5, just try to take some more space here. Need an XX Pancake Lord for the 4 months. Thank you.
Just took $5 out of Bezos's pocket. Thanks. Good luck.
Okay, I can go C. It's actually really quite weird. How do I win this? Fairly bizarre. I guess I'm gonna go G5 here. Let's go F4, take more space with the connect 3. Maybe I go rook E8. Maybe I line up the double wooden shield. Actually, this is pretty powerful. You may be right. I think I'm gonna bring the rook in for the kill here with rook E8. Not great, by the way. Not the best move by any stretch, but go here.
Numa just subscribed.
Take. I mean, I assume with the double op combo, this must be winning. Not clean, but it should be winning. Thank you so much to Iano Panuma for the 2 months. Thanks so much to Yvonne. It's here with the Prime. Thank you Walmsley with the Prime. Koka with the Prime. Thank you so much, Koka. Thank you to Ultimate Spoon with the Prime. And Stephen Luft for the 10 months. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, off to the races. We win our first game with the double Bs. So it's all good. Let's watch Danya. Danya is playing with the white pieces. Up a pawn on the queen side. Should win long term. Yeah. Thank you to John Slaughter for 33 months. Thanks for the 33 months. Wow. Almost 3 full years. Thank you so much. Love it. Yeah, I'll do my best. I'm traveling to St. Louis, Missouri tomorrow for this event called the America's Cup. The correct one, not that silly competition called America's Cup where it's basically let's just show off all our money and be all fancy schmancy. So yeah, we'll be playing in the America's Cup, the chess tournament, and should be fun. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not wrong though, you guys. You know I'm not wrong. Like, isn't the America's Cup basically just a chance for Larry Ellison to show how big his pocketbook is, shall we say? Am I wrong? I mean, I'm not wrong, right? Isn't it a chance for Larry Ellison to basically show off? Just like, yeah, it's just a chance for him to show off. I don't know who Larry Ellison is. Larry Ellison is the he's not the CEO anymore, but he's like the chairman emeritus or whatever over at Oracle. He was the founder of Oracle. So he's very, very rich. Thank you to Max Pegasus for the 9. I'm Avana. Thank you David Danch for the Prime. Are the videos regarding beginner openings still relevant? They are relevant, and actually I do want to give you guys one thing. So I've been looking at some of my opening tier videos back from those days. I was watching some the other day and just listening while I was doing other work, and the way that I actually ended up ranking a lot of those openings, they're still the same now. Like, I was thinking about it and I was listening, I'm like, well, I would rank it here, and then when I see that I actually would rank the same spot that I did before, that makes me really happy. I got yelled at by Levy. Okay, whatever, you guys. Levy is Levy. He's gonna do Levy things. I mean, what do you want me to say? You want me to go for some big drama? I mean, come on. He's over Dragon doing missiles for the 15 months. So, all right. He's a Twin Wolf for the Prime. Also, yeah, Larry Ellison is also, he also runs, not runs, but he funds Indian Wells, which is an epic tennis tournament that's held out in Indian Wells in the desert near Palm Springs every March. Thanks so much to Al Perrin for the Prime as well. Thanks so much. Okay, this guy's showing guy really has no respect for Danya. Okay, wow. Really? Wow. I'm kind of shocked this guy very little respect for Daniel. That's a little bit bad. Okay, let's keep going. We're playing Goltsev. I'll play G3 here. I enjoy Levy's YouTube content, but his live stream has got such an abrupt and negative attitude to viewers. I don't understand. Not gonna touch that, you guys. Not gonna touch such topics. I will say though, at the end of the day, I think that the thing with live streams I think is significantly harder, of course. So with live streaming, your real personality, who you are, it comes out much more, whereas with videos, you can edit videos, you can do all kinds of things to tinker with it. So I will say that is one thing that I think it's a shame that live streaming is kind of valued less highly in some ways than YouTube videos. I think it's kind of unfortunate that live streaming, it's like live streaming I think is significantly harder. You can't fake it. And so to me it's a little sad that live streaming doesn't do better, frankly. No, it's not drama. I'm just saying in general. I think it's a little bit just. Oh shoot, I just blundered. Crud. Oh crud, I actually wait a second. Okay, slow down. Oh shoot. What the heck did I just do? Talking too much and I just blundered. Shoot. I'm gonna play H5 here. Okay, this is gonna require some work now. Let's go check. Guess I'll go here and take. Okay, I gotta be quiet, you guys, because now I've messed this up and this is gonna require some work to fix. This is gonna require some serious work. Shoot. This is just terrible. What the heck? Go here. I've got to go for something to trick him. Okay, takes, which at least gives me hope. Okay, now I have hope though. I could take and play f3, but e4 is no good. I've got to figure this out. I feel like I'm close to being okay here. Don't want to play knight e5. Don't want to go knight d2. I think I'm gonna play rook e1 here. He can take and then I take. If bishop e6 hangs a pawn on e5 potentially. If I go b3 there, what's happening? I also play b3. Okay, if I go knight e5. Oh, I have knight d7. I just realized. Wait a second. Do I go knight c? Knight c6 is a move here. Wait a second. Do I go knight g6 or knight c6? Both are playable, but I'm down a lot of time. I'm gonna go for this one. I don't know if this is right, but I'm gonna go for it.
BaldKillamLUC just took $5 out of Bezos's pocket. Thanks.
Rook f1 just won a piece, by the way. The knight had no squares. I'm such an idiot. Due to the pin. Rook f1 was just winning on the spot. Oh my gosh, rook f1 was just winning. Whoa. Okay, let's take, I guess. Okay, now I'm gonna win the game. I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident I should be winning. Pawns are very fast here. Okay, I guess I'll go b4 and b5. Go here. Pressure on the pawns. This b pawn very fast. I'm not worried so much because he can't get these pawns going. Yeah, I start running the pawns very fast here. This should be winning. I mean, I've got 3 pawns, right? Yeah, his pawns aren't connected either. He's gonna have to split some pawns here, so it should be winning objectively. Pawns are really fast. I just start pushing p. If I go a6 or some trick, if I go b6 though, a6 rook e6 is kind of weirdly tricky, but still winning. I go here. He can check and fork, but the pawn is just so advanced it doesn't matter. I'll go just here and then a7. No need to be fancy here at all. Do you realize how often you misplay the opening? I know, you guys, it's playing chess is hard. I mean, I know I misplay the opening a lot, but you know that doesn't matter because I'm just that good. I can win even when I misplay the opening. All right. It's just life. Good stuff. 2 out of 2. Let's see who's still playing. Daniel playing round 2. Daniel in pretty good shape. He's got good pawns. Knight d3, rook f8, queen b2 or queen b4, or queen d4 and knight d3. Also very strong. He'll win no matter what though. That's how much confidence I have in Daniel. It's hard for FIDE. Like, let's play the French in honor of all the Frenchies. Maxime, Ali Reza. Of course he plays knight d2, which is the one system that I don't really like to play against these days. Okay, let's play the Fort Knox. In honor of all of us gold bugs, let's play the Fort Knox variation of the French here with bishop c6. I'm gonna play the Fort Knox. As you guys can probably see at the top, it says French defense Rubinstein variation Fort Knox. So let's play the Fort Knox, because I mean Fort Knox, the most secure place on earth, right? I actually think it is, right? I think Fort Knox is the most secure place on earth. It's a castle. Azkaban. Oh shoot, I just okay, this is kind of ugly. I'm gonna play h6. Yeah, pretty gross what I did. It's playable at least, but it's not great. I'm just gonna go c5, I guess. Next move, go here. Yeah, I guess I'll play rook b8 to hit the pawn on b2. I could trade. I mean, I kind of like knight d5 a little bit more here, just to hit the bishop. Pawn's a little bit weak. I can always just trade. As long as there's no checkmate here on h7, it should be fine. It's too early for Title Tuesday. Yeah, it's 1 hour earlier because in the US time zone change. That's true. Actually, you're right. You're right. That's true. It's not as secure as Azkaban, or Azkaban's not as secure because Sirius Black did escape. You're right. I mean, he's gonna go queen e4. I guess I'll go here. I can play knight b4 actually. Maybe, yeah, maybe knight b4 is a good tricky move because now everything's a little bit loose for white here. Yeah, I always have my music too loud. It's distracting. I think the music is fine. The mod set is fine. It's on your end, bro. That's not my fault. That's not my fault, bro. The only problem with playing knight b4 is if I take with the bishop, we end up in an endgame. Now I can probably win this endgame with good play. I guess I have to do it. I'm not really thrilled by this, but I think it's still okay, kind of. Let's go here. Knight c3, of course. The sound is good. Okay, yeah, yeah. Now the thing is, how do I actually do something here? I'll go here, put pressure on the diagonal. This makes more sense than anything else. Guess I'll go knight f6. Maybe I'll go e5 e4. Maybe we'll see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Just e5 e4. He does have 94 here, I realize, so it's not really great.
Just subscribed.
Go f5, probably e4 here. Hard to judge whether I can actually win this or not, but I am better. Let's go here, bring the king in. Trying to figure out what he can do specifically to hold this position. You can mute the music by pressing Alt F4. Yeah, let's go here, keep bringing the king closer. Ah, he has rook d2, which I missed. Shoot.
Yay!
We'll go here on bishop e5. Maybe rook d8. Actually, no, rook d8 is still a move. So if c3, I can just take.
Hikaru.
Thank you. It's still hard to judge what's going on, but I should be better. I just don't know if I'm winning here. Go here. If he takes, I just take in rook f6. Rook f6. Rook f6 and rook f2, and we're gonna get a kebab on the f file. This looks pretty scary for white. Pretty scary. Is a salty cows for Tumas W32 for the prime, Zippera for the prime, and Deborah Denti for the tier 1. No, I think time zone in Europe changes pretty soon, right? Like in a week or so. You love kebabs? I know. Well, I go for which kebab though? F8 or F6? I'm trying to figure out, is there a way he takes king d2? There's no actual way. I guess I check, 'cause he can't go to e1 because of this, but actually no, I have e. wait, e3. Yeah, I have rook f. This has to be winning. Check. Oh, and I can also take c2 or g2. Which one do I take? c2 looks like the right one because I have bishop c3. Yeah, this is just winning. All right, 3 out of 3. Good start. Scheduling meetings with my European and Asian clients this week has been annoying. Yeah, I can imagine. It's like there are a lot of people I know in the UK, and for some brief window of time, the time difference is 4 hours, whereas like 90% of the time it's 5 hours. When it gets to 4 hours, it's very, very wonky. Okay, 3 out of 3. Let's see who's still playing. Maximus is playing, or as we called him during my mishap earlier, what did I call him? I called him Vachier-Lagrave, or something like that. But anyway, yeah, what do you got? Oh, whoa, takes, but there's rook f5. Oh, Tani's actually doing well. Maxime is in trouble. Yeah, Vachier-Lagrave is in trouble here. Tani's going to control the open file, be up upon an endgame. Vachier-Lagrave, yeah, exactly. Okay, Tani's winning against Maxime. Yeah, you're gonna go rook b3 and paralyze the pawns in a move or two. This is winning. Rook b3 is winning. Let's see. Tani goes c5, king e5. Tani's gonna win this game. King e6 probably, just to king e6, or even, well, but now there's rook d7. Tani gonna get nervous. It's still probably winning, but this is gonna be tricky to win now. This is gonna be tricky. King e6 is the only try. No, come on, Tani. This is 3. It's 3v2. This is a draw, bro. And that, my friends, is why kids need to study endgames, because this is a very poor showing by Tani in the endgame. This is a dead draw. Maybe they're baby punter for the tier 1 and clouding Aghast the Fat for the prime. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, just, yeah.
Blanks PQCE just subscribed.
Anna just quit chess. I don't know what you mean. That's probably some kind of troll. Round number 4. Oh, I get to play Eric. Now Eric, let's play knight f3. There should be an option for the viewers to pull the plug on such games. Yeah, there should be an option, right? If enough people vote that the game has to end, it ends. Now let's play something slow here. Okay, g6. What can I play that's weird is the problem. I don't know what I can play that's actually weird. Can we see the standing? Sure. I'm on 3 out of 3. Everybody's on 3 out of 3 here. Go c4. No, this is pretty standard actually. This is, I mean, this is what I was playing as Magnus in the Chess Champions Tour, and this is what what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else. This is what and Magnus was playing for the Chess Bros setup, so he should know. I don't know why actually though. One weird thing is I don't know why they're allowed to have separate accounts, because Eric Hansen's account obviously was not Hansen, so it is a little bit weird to me that they're allowing people to have multiple accounts now for tournaments versus their main account. Because unless I'm crazy, this was just not his account. Am I insane for saying that or not? Let's go e4 knight. E4 is probably a bad move, by the way, but I'm gonna play it anyway. I mean, maybe I'm crazy for thinking that, but I was pretty sure that's true. Was his account always Daniel just drew? Okay, was his account always Hansen though? I thought he had what am I actually, I gotta focus. I'm playing this game pretty badly. Wait, I'm gonna go h3 here and probably b3. Gotta focus a little bit rather than losing my mind. I could have sworn no, but I mean, but the thing is, like, I don't think I should be allowed to play in this event as GMHikaru on Twitch with a 3,000 rating, as an example. I don't know, maybe I should. Maybe, but it doesn't feel right to me. Let's go b3. Takes, of course I'll take. Yeah, I expected that. I mean, I can always go rook d1. Bishop a3 is move. Knight b5 is an interesting move too. I mean, rook d1 just looks correct, so I'm gonna play it. Let's go here. Thanks over to TTPCV for the raid. Appreciate it. Yeah, I expected that. Logical. Could play knight d5 here actually. Go king h2. think there's a Pettit circle for the prime and Mexico blades for the prime. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. He goes c6 logical. It's gonna be hard to win this. This is just very, very flat. I can obviously trade. Bishop e3 blunt is a blunder. Bishop e2 looks like a move. Takes, I just take. Bishop h3, I just take. Should be no tactics here. It looks okay. He plays queen c7, which is interesting. I'll take and play. Let's go f4. It's gonna be an interesting position. Rook f1 with the idea of f5 makes sense. Probably gonna play f5 here. Goes rook b8, giving me f5. Very interesting. If I play f5 and bishop c1, I mean, this is very double-edged to play f5. It doesn't feel like the right move to me. Play a4 also. Everything here is very double-edged. It's a question of how hard do I want to win this game versus just being smart about the situation. I think I should just go for it though. I mean, if I'm not going to play for if I'm going to be worried about drawing games, so be it. I mean, it's just maybe it's not the right approach, just to be clear, but it seems pretty reasonable. Let's go here. He's going to have to play bishop e5. I think I'm just going to go here and rook f1 basically. You can always go b5 here and then rook f1. Rook c1's also actually rook c1's also an interesting move as well, because I can just take with the queen. Probably I can even take on b5 somewhere here. He takes. You always have Grand in your pocket from this morning. Why not go for it? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point, isn't it? It's like, why am I worried about, like, I mean, if I lose the game, I lose the game. Whatever, big deal. Who cares? I mean, he can maybe take, but again, trying to get rook e3 while there's a lot of stuff happening in the center, probably not realistic. Maybe b4. I do have to be careful how I play this though. But yeah, it's kind of weird to be like, okay, I'm just gonna I'm gonna try to save the game and keep it stable and not lose. It's just like, this seems like a weak attitude to have when I've already won the first title Tuesday in general. Okay, of course I can trade. I don't want to. I can take on b5. I think I'm just gonna take and play like queen d2 maybe. Yeah, let's go here. At some point probably I'm going h4 h5 just to try to do something on the king side. Although takes in rook h4 with queen h6 is also an idea as well. There's rook b6. Interesting choice. I'm just gonna go h4. I don't know if it's a good move, but it stops g5 permanently basically. Just stops this, and I always have queen f2 later to put pressure on the f file maybe. Let's go here. d3 hangs rook c5, by the way. b7. I can try h5. f6 is not the move I want to play. Bishop f1 actually looks quite reasonable because I can take. And now I have a legendary triple stack as well. Of course, he does have rook d7, which naturally I missed. Yeah, that was careless of me. Yeah, this was really stupid. I guess I'll go here though. Threaten to take it. Oh wait, no, it doesn't work. What the heck? I thought I could take. Oh shoot, I just should have played h5. Oh crud, I just blundered. That's just a draw. Okay. Or no, I'm gonna be up a pawn here. Wait. Oh, I meant to go rook a8. Oh, my mouse. Ah, ridiculous. I tried to grab the rook and it went to the side, not the end. It still would have been a draw probably, but that's so frustrating. I mean, I guess it would have been a draw anyway if I think about it, but it would have been a draw anyway, I guess. Rook a8 with the 2 pawns.
Hopeful 8 just took 5.
Yeah, it would have been a draw anyway, but
thanks. Very unlucky skeptical smiley face.
yeah. Frustrating. It's just a draw. I mean, rook a8, rook a3 is still just a draw. I'm not trying to win this, just in case you guys are under some impression that I'm trying to win. I'm just making sure it goes 50 moves. When was the last capture even? It was move 85, right? If I trade, it's still a draw, right? Yeah, it's just a draw. Yeah, just a draw. All right, you guys, we're gonna take a break and I'll be back. It was still a draw. I mean, maybe I don't think I was ever better. Maybe I was better for one moment in like the late middle game, but I don't think I ever had much. I mean, basically I blundered this too. Oh, if I go h5, I am fine. Of course. If I go h5, I'm fine. Obviously. Of course h5, but basically in my mind, I just forgot that after takes, there's no mate, which is why I took. I was +2 on which move? No, I wasn't +2 at the end game, I don't think. I was winning in the end game? No, I don't think I was. Yeah, I mean, it's saying this is winning, but is this actually winning? It's not winning. This is not winning. Yeah, this is not winning. Well, not king g8, but just rook a1. Didn't I have this against no, isn't this a draw? Yeah, this is the Vachier. This is a draw. This is a draw in endgame. This is a Vachier. No, I think it's still a draw. I think it's always a draw. It looks tricky, but I'm pretty sure this is Vachier. Not Vancouver, just to be clear, but I had an endgame against Timur Rajbov in the Vachier as well that was somewhat similar to this. I think this is Vachier. There's also the game between Magnus and Levon Aronian, which had a Vachier as well. Yeah, I don't think this was ever winning though. I mean, it may be a perfect play, but whatever, who cares? He thought he could still win. No, I didn't think I could win. Of course not. I mean, as soon as I hung the a pawn, it was obviously gonna be a draw. Let's play the French again. I want to keep playing the French. Thank you, Daniel Z, for the 4 months.
321 just took $5 out of Bezos's pocket. Thanks.
Okay, I guess I'll play d5. What's he gonna play here? Which setup is he gonna do? Is the question. Thank you so much to PW Smith for the tier 1. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
PW Smith 131 just subscribed.
I'm gonna play e5. I assume this is ridiculous because I've wasted tempo, but I have a big black center, so for the memes it's got to make sense, right? Yeah. Although I'm missing a tempo, so I actually got to be careful. I guess I'll just play d4. Why not? Don't even know if this is great, but it's a move. Okay, let's just go here. Goes a3. I can play a5, which I think just stops b4. I don't understand a3. It looks kind of like a weird move. I don't really understand it. Castles. Now I could play g5, which is very bold, or just f6. What is my plan though? I have to figure this out. h6 is also completely reasonable. g5 is like the insane move that I should never play. So I think I'm just gonna go bishop e7, then play like very stable, solid chess, just to stop any weird knight jumps to the edge. Thank you so much to Hillbilly Crypto for the 24 and Da Vinci with the Prime. Thank you so much to Da Vinci or Da Vinci. Sorry, not Da Vinci. Thank you so much, Da Vinci. Plays queen e2, which I also don't particularly like, because now I can play bishop g4, bishop h5 after knight g5. Go here, bishop h5. Yeah, this looks a little bit suspicious from my opponent. I mean, I understand what he's going to try to do. This is going to be very similar to a game I had against Magnus, actually, but here goes knight h3. I think I'll play knight d7 here. I'm going to play g5. It's probably not a good move, but I'm going to play it just to stop f4. Go here, bishop f7, of course. I'm going to bring the bishop back and play like rook g8, maybe knight c5 even at some point. Actually, no, I think knight f8, knight g6 makes a lot of sense here. It's a very strange position. Don't have a strong feel for it. Now a3 makes sense because it stops knight b4. Now there's kind of some justification for it. I don't know. Bishop e6 looks like a good move just to trade the bishops. Plays f4, which I thought was a move, but I didn't think it was actually a good move. Play gf4, gf4, queen d7. I think I should just go queen d7 here, force a trade of the bishops. I'm probably castling queenside, probably, but we'll see. It depends how he captures or what happens specifically here. I guess I'll pre-move this in case he takes. It's a safe pre-move. Da Vinci, yeah, it's Da Vinci. I said Da Vinci, Da Vinci, the Da Vinci code, right? So he goes knight g4. Now I do have h5 here. There's no knight e5. I think knight g4 is just a bad move, actually, like a really bad move. So now I take. Yeah, but now I go g4, and his knight is kind of stuck. There's no oxygen for D's knights anymore. D's knights are really getting pushed back. h4 is a very big threat now as well. Yeah, this is actually really scary for white. Now I think white's in a lot of trouble here, because D's knights have no oxygen. And after knight h7, I actually don't know if I should go knight d7 or where I should put the knight. I think I'm gonna go knight h7 just to have knight g. Oh, I gave him h4 maybe. Not ideal, but I'm still I can actually maybe just castle kingside even here. He goes a4, so he wants knight c4. But now I'm gonna jump with knight here and knight f3. Let's go in with the pony. Now I can play h4 potentially. I have to calculate the math of this. h4 looks like a good move.
$5 out of Bezos's pocket. Thanks.
Taking on d2 also looks totally fine though. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take and just castle. Yeah, just castle. I mean, I still have h4. I still have rook g8. He has no play on the queen side really, so this looks pretty ugly here. I mean, I'm just gonna go rook g8 and h4. Guard the pawn first, and then push p on the h file. Plays h4. I assume I should take. Go here. Pressure now on g8. Rook g1. I expected that. If I play rook g4, he can take. So what I want to do here is somehow rotate the knight. How do I do that exactly is the question, though. Bishop b4 also a move here. Yeah, I think bishop b4 is a pretty good move, just to trade the bishops. So I'm assuming that the king side is just a little bit too flat. I think this should be pretty good for me. I'll pre-move knight takes pawn, or knight takes bishop. Could have got knight g5 too. Now do I have a computer-esque move? I'm gonna go for the computer swing with queen a2, and I'm just gonna hit all these juicers and try to finish him. Okay, but now he's just down a pawn for nothing really. Okay, I'll just slide the king out. Go here, target the knight. Oh, that was actually a really bad move by me. Why did I do that? That was really poor. I do have rook g7 maybe. Queen h5. No, let's go here because queen h5 hangs the juicer. Rook h5 hangs the other juicer. Of course I allowed knight h6 like a moron, but I have rook h. I'm gonna try to really press him on the clock hard now. I take. Wait a second. Queen d3. h5. How am I not winning here? Knight f5 is a ridiculously good move somehow. Or is it? Or is it? Maybe not. No, it actually is, I think. How am I not like winning here somehow? Let's go here. Should just be winning though. He's gonna have to take. We trade. Okay, goes rook g3. Okay, again, this should not be working. Start pushing p on the queen side. Yeah, it's just winning. Of course I can play rook g8. I can also just go queen g8 actually. Just takes and rook h8. Can't stop my pawn. You know, Janik Palvokis for the 23 months. Thank you to Eng2 or Oog2 for the 11 months. Thanks so much to Oog2. Appreciate it. All right, we're on 4.5 out of 5. Let's watch some other games. Danya is playing against Mr. Gada Kamsky himself, the legend. Come on, Gada. You don't have much time. You got to go, Gada. G4. Takes. Probably going to be a draw. Unless Gada gets flagged. E3. E2. Whoa, bishop g4. I mean, this is scary for both sides here. King f5. King f6. What? Oh, what? It's check. Oh no, Gada, no. It's check. Oh no, Gada, no. No.